Hi, I'm Gabriel Barrientos Cabrera. I'm a level C1 Plus al Bachillerato Internacional UPAEP, and this is my speaking exam for Miss Christie. My theme is technology, and my caption is how does technology has affected the environment. First of all, to understand this problem, I want you to reflect about an important topic. We, the humans, haven't recognized the problems that have our planet, and that's because we are not entirely conscious about them, and only when you realize or you identify these problems is when you can do something to fix them. We are not conscious that these problems has become a part of our regular lives, and that's our thing because we are getting used to that, and we are taking those problems and those situations as something normal. These things are not normal. These things are destroying our planet, and these things are getting us to the end of the world. Now, there are a lot of things that people do to cause these problems. The first and more important is the use of fossil fuel and the combustion of it. What I mean with this is a lot of people, I mean everybody, to transport it from one place to another, use a car, a bus, or a lot of vehicles that use fossil fuels. Fossil fuels is gasoline, gas, and other things that use cars to transport it. So the combustion of these gases goes to the atmosphere and damages the ozone layer. This ozone layer has an important role in our lives because it protects us from the sun, and if we don't have that, our world had a lot of climate changes that provokes more problems and more problems. The second thing that we do is to use a lot of electricity. One thing you have to know to understand this is that electricity comes from combustion. It's like a vicious circle because when you use a lot of electricity, you do a lot of combustion, and like I said in the previous part, the combustion is killing our world. Now, the excessive waste of processed products. As we know, the land only absorbs the elements that come from it. For example, it's easy for the land to absorb fruits or vegetables or another thing, but when you process these things, it's hard for the land to take them. So as we are consuming more and more processed products, the land doesn't absorb those products as much as the normal ones, and that is killing the world because it is making the fruits more lower and less. Now, what are the principal problems that are causing these technologies or this industrial development in our world? First, the extinction in a lot of species. As I said, the global warming caused by the damage of the ozone layer is affecting a lot of regions in the planet that need to be cold, like the polar circles and the Antarctica. These two areas are home of a lot of species that need to be in a certain climate, and the global warming is causing that these circles and these areas get warm and these species cannot live. Now, the second thing that a lot of people don't know is that humans are getting more propense to diseases by these climate changes. That is very bad because humans are not used to these things, and that's very important because our human race is getting slower. Now, in my opinion, I think this is a kind of new situation. I mean, in the past century, the people weren't conscious about this problem, and that's because the industrial development make a boom this century, and we started polluting and polluting, and that's where our world could not hold on. So I think because it is a new topic and a new problem, the people is not very conscious or very uh, happy or very enthusiastic with the idea of helping or with the idea of making a change in their habits. So I think that is a problem. I think we can do a change in our world, and that is not hard. The only thing we have to do is not to pollute, not to use a lot of cars. I mean, you can fossil fuel combust, but not a lot. The planet, yes, it can hold on the normal average, but not more than that. And yes, in my opinion, I think we can do a change, but it's going to be very hard because we don't have that culture. I mean, in Beijing, the most polluted city in the world, they are now used to the idea of living in a country that it is very contaminated. And that's what I mean. That is not the nature of a world. That is not the purpose to live in a hard and polluted environment is very bad, and it is doing damage to us. Now, in my personal experience, I went to Mexico DF, the most polluted city in Mexico, and you can really see the changes from Puebla to there, because first, just take a look to the sky, and in the morning it's gray. It's not blue, it's not black, it's not a medium point between those, like here in Puebla, it's gray. Second, you can feel the environment, like the air is very hard. I mean, I went to play there, and you get tired in half the time that you get tired here. This is because the oxygen is less poor, and as we know, our body, our brain, and all of our muscles work with oxygen, and this oxygen is the one that helps our body to move and give that energy that helps us keep on moving. So there, as I said, there was less oxygen, and because of that I hold on less. So I think that is my personal experience. But another thing I noticed in Mexico is that there were more people, there were a lot of more vehicles, and there were a lot of pollution. I mean, you walk on the streets and you look a lot of garbage and a lot of things that hadn't had to be. I mean, there was a reason to not to throw your garbage in the disposal. And well, summarizing this topic, the environmental is going through a lot of changes that are caused by technology, and that is important to notice because a lot of things are happening thanks to this damage to the environment. A lot of species are getting extinct, the humans are getting more propense to diseases, and is causing global warming that is causing our planet to collapse. So I think it is important to be in a culture of helping and have a culture of doing something good by our environment, not because of an obligation, but because if it's our duty. I mean, it is important not to be selfish and to take care of our world for the future generations. I mean, you don't know if in a couple of years your son could not drink water or could not go out to play because you polluted a lot. So it is important to make that change. I hope you liked this video. I hope you put a 10 in my speaking exam, and see you later.